Hi everybody, Joel Kennedy with Kennedy Violins. So, are you a Nikocado? Well, what I mean is, a lot of you have heard that Nikocado is actually an accomplished violinist, but he hasn't played in about 10 years. So the question is, if you stop playing for a long period of time, can you ever get it back? Okay, so the number one thing that you have to consider when answering this question is, how high was your level of ability before you quit playing your instrument? Because the higher your ability was, the more ability you'll have or that you will retain later on in life. And the reason is really simple. The more you repeat a task, like practicing an instrument, it forms these connections between your neurons, and those connections get stronger and stronger because they form what's called myelin around those connections. That myelin makes those connections stronger and stronger. It makes the connection between neurons quicker and more efficient and makes them more permanent. So there's three main things that happen to your body when you stop practicing for long periods of time. Well, number one, your muscles lose their elasticity and they get more rigid. And the simple reason for this is that the muscle fibers will start getting shorter and shorter, which makes them a little bit more rigid, and your body will start to break down or discard muscles that are not used anymore. Number two, your joints get stiffer, right? Your body starts producing less fluid to lubricate your joints, and then there's also less blood flow that's going to the joints, which contributes to them getting stiffer and stiffer. So number three, and we mentioned this a little bit before, the connections in your brain get weaker and weaker, and this makes your brain a little bit slower and less efficient. Okay, so the question is, how do you get it back? Okay, so number one, to improve elasticity and flexibility in your muscles, you need slow practice to get back into shape. So you can utilize slow practice mostly by warming up. You warm up with really, really slow exercises to reacclimate your body to restore what your muscles used to be. So how do you warm up? Well, the easiest way to warm up is with scales and exercises. And you want to make sure you go nice and slow, you listen to yourself, and don't be in a hurry. You have to be patient. So for example, you can play really slow scales. And so on and so forth. And then you can do really slow exercises. And so on and so forth. Now, if you're getting back to violin and you haven't played in a long time and you used to have vibrato, one of the first things you're going to notice is your vibrato will suck. It'll be really frustrating because your hand won't work anymore. That's one of the first things that goes, especially as you get older, your vibrato just doesn't work, okay? So you'll be trying to vibrato and your hand just won't want to move. So how do you deal with that? Well, the way that you deal with that is, number one, make sure you're warmed up, of course, and then make sure your vibrato is an integral part of your warm-up. So warm up with vibrato. Don't just give yourself a piece and then just try to vibrato it, because you're going to get frustrated. Your hand's going to get tight and it's not going to work. So you can do exercises with the metronome, for example. You know, like... right? And then you speed it up eventually. Okay, and I actually have exercises for vibrato. I've done the video before, I'll put a link below. But that's how you want to approach vibrato, is you want to make it part of your warm-up and you want to do it really, really slow and be very, very technical about it. Okay, the second thing that you can do that's really, really important for getting back into shape, especially if you're an older adult, is find really easy songs to practice after you're warmed up, right? So ones that they don't represent, near or, close to near the ability you had before then. Find something easy. Find something that you already know what it sounds like, maybe it's in some of your old books or something, Suzuki books or whatever they are, and you already know what they sound like, so play them really slowly and just play after your warm up, play those, and then that will help reacclimate your brain to read the music, right? Because that's really important, right? So you have to not only acclimate your body, but you have to acclimate your mind because there's timing involved, right? So you already know what a song sounds like, and you maybe even have it memorized, but you can look at the music while you play, and then you start reacquainting your brain to associating with fingers with the notes that are printed on the page. So you're retraining your mind not only how to read music, but also how to play the violin and read music at the same time. Because that's a skill too, right? Because you have to, part of your brain is reading the music and processing it, the other one is listening to you play. So you're reacclimating your brain to be able to do that stuff. So that's really important. Another thing is you want to find easy etude books that you've practiced before. You know, even ones, and a lot of them, there's one that I recommend, is called Scales Plus, I believe. And hopefully there's a screenshot here on the video here somewhere. I've done a video about it before. It's a really great book. So if you're a beginner, even all the way to being an advanced player, it's a great book to reacclimate yourself to positions, to reading music, to warming up. It's really, really good. So find something that's simple and then just kind of work. You have to be patient. Okay, and then one last thing that I'll mention. The last thing that I'll mention is your standards have probably gone down a lot. You probably don't think that they have. You think that you still, you know, hear music and judge yourself just as critically as you did before. But I can promise you, at least from personal experience, you don't. Your standards have gone down. You're not listening to yourself as critically as you used to, no matter how much you may be in denial and be deluded and think that you are. So you can't take anything for granted. You have to play stuff slow, really listen to yourself. Don't assume it's in tune just because it's easy. Really play slow, listen to yourself, and then once in a while go back to YouTube or whatever, play some people, you know, play some videos of people who play really well, and then record yourself and see what you sound like. Chances are you'll be like, you might be kind of horrified because, you know, not only do you not sound as good as you used to, but you don't sound as good as you thought you did when you were practicing. So your standards will drop. So it's important to record yourself and to remember that you have to reacquaint yourself with the critical listening that you used to have. So I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'm doing a lot of different videos these days. So, and if you have any questions or comments, put them in below. I answer most of the comments that I get. So with that, I hope you guys have a great time practicing and getting back into shape, because you can do it. Absolutely, doesn't matter how old you are, you can do it. You just have to be patient, slow practice. So with that, I hope you guys have a great day.